Hey, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is khanulricgaming coming to you with another Company of Heroes 2v2. I've noticed you guys have said this to me before. You'll like having a lot more action on the bigger scale, so see if I can do that a little more often for you. Today is one of those such matches up here in the north, playing as the yellow, or maybe is it blue? I believe it's blue, perhaps. It looks yellow initially, but it appears to be blue. Blue Soviets. It's going to be the restaurant 3-star Michelin. It is the Michelin man going on. He's building a special rifle company, so we might see some scout sniper play coming in pretty soon. And judging by his bulletins, definitely a possibility. Or it could just be, some peanut battalion troops. Either way. His compatriot, sporting the red, white, and blue of the good old USF. It is the forces of Ed at DieHardx1. So guys, if you have any issues with a guy playing this particular USF, feel free to probably spam him, because I'm guessing that is in fact his email. Their opponents down in the south, playing the red OKW. It is the forces of RUIB, and his compatriot already picking his commander. It is the Spearhead Doctrine playing individual, Wehrmacht of DieHardx1. Wow, Spearhead Doctrine, that's kind of uncommon. You don't often see the mortar half-track, but I guess maybe what he's doing is going to try to rush towards that Tiger tank. I don't know. I do know that this is Minsk Pocket as the maps go, and we're going to have a lot of these kind of random shot blocking fire avenues happening all over the place. An early MG42 will find this allied infantry pretty devastated though. With riflemen already getting suppressed, the combat engineers desperately trying to get out of that line of fire, and the Americans being forced back. Before we get too much further, we're going to see a scout sniper team coming out of the Michelin man, and actually might even be a death of the Sturmpio squad. Or will it be? There's 9 rifles firing at him as he retreats. Yes, it is his first blood. He is already down. So this may not be the highest tier play, but I've been assured there's a fairly epic comeback in one way or the other. So they tell me. But before we get too much further, commanders. Soviets, what are they bringing to the fray? Well, partisans, of course. Guard mortar coordination tactics, or Soviet combined arms army. If it were me, I'd honestly like to see one of the first two. Not in the least because it seems that kind of increasing frequency of guards rifles all over the place. And the PTRS is always solid. Wow, it's just machine gun spam coming out. It seems from DieHard. Support weapon spam, if nothing else, maybe. Mortar and 2 machine guns in the upper portions of the map. U.S., what are they bringing to the fray? Well, U.S., of course, has got themselves Heavy Cav Company, Rifle Company with Easy-8s, and Armor Company. So a fair amount of call-ins existing for the U.S. OKW, who has already lost some infantry, and actually it seems that the USF is going to go for Rifle Company, so we get those Easy-8s on the field at some point. RUIB's got fortifications, breakthrough, and Luftwaffe ground forces. So we could be seeing a ton of call-ins in every direction. I'm trying to figure out a good way to really get a vision on this map. We're going to see that Scout Sniper team has gotten itself... Wow, very, very quickly, the Scout Sniper teams become Scout Sniper loners. In the northeast, we're going to see these riflemen trying to trade shots with Volksgrens in garrison, as well as these Volksgrens behind this truck. But it seems like everyone's graduated from the Stormtrooper Academy of aiming. Finally, a model going down. And very, very slowly are we seeing casualties coming through. I don't think the Germans actually took any losses on that. Oh no, it was in fact the US mortar team. Alright, but let's see, OKW has teched up. They are in Tier 2. They have their battle group headquarters put out and about. Which means we're probably going to see some medics coming in fairly soon. And RUIB has almost no infantry on the map. He's lost his Sturmpios. He's got 1 infantry squad with 1 model in it. He's got another one with 3 in it. So if were I him, I might be a little more cautious about being as aggressive as I am. And the Americans, for their own particular usage, they are actually going into a kind of slightly off meta. They have trip riflemen, as well as 1 mortar, but they're going to a 2nd mortar team. It's a little bit different. Not your most common idea. You're going to see in the meantime, over here, the Michelin man's going to move forward his snipers, and he's going to start carving into this mortar team. Or is he? No, he's not. Instead, they're going to hit a bolt in the face of this machine gun fire. An FI? Yeah, exactly. Bolt, my friend. Bolt.
Penal troops are standing by.
Alrighty. But penal troops are coming out from the Michelin Man as well, so that special rifle... What's it called? I can never think of the right thing. Special rifle command. It's so rare to actually hear it being used, just because, well... When you're competing against the Maxims and the mortars, like, why would you really want that other stuff? Those are some rapid rounds coming in. Mortar pushing away that machine gun. In fact, really carving a good number into them. And allowing the map right now to go 455 to 500. It is in control of those nasty Huns. But things seem to be going slowly back into the Allies' favor. Take a quick look at the build over here for Wehrmacht. Wehrmacht is going to lose their mortar over here. One-star veteran C is going to chase and get the heck out of there right now. And might even see death coming out on the USF. Not too sure. Probably not, as a blob comes in and they're going to be able to either take out the squad or put a good number into this retreating mortar team, this retreating replacement mortar team. But that MG42 that kind of came out to locked in the center part of the map has immediately come under fire and indeed has been decrewed. There's so much going on over here. This ISG that came out for RUIB, excuse me, was behind a bunker with a machine gun, which is great, except that the bunker got flanked, and now this ISG is going to pay the price. They're going to lose that right about now, I imagine. And there we go. And with these kind of losses, I mean, RUIB is already pretty hit hard. Is that an MG34 or is that a... No, it's an MG34. So now he's an MG34 on the map. With a desperate attempt, it seems he's trying to set up a bit of a defense in front of his own HQs with the help of his ally. Unfortunately, what does that mean for him? I mean, this bunker right here is not going to do very well. It's going to go down pretty quickly under concentrated firepower from these mortars. And although this retreating rifleman will take some damage, a ambo is coming onto the field to do pretty well in its own time. And it seems like I came over here in the east just to see this Kubelwagen go down to the newly spawned captain. With the Zook on the field, well, they're going to take some heat, literally. But they're going to do pretty okay. Bunker falling soon. Shells, explosions, there it goes. So that goes down. In the meantime, the Michelin Man has not really gotten a lot of usage out of his troops just yet. He's still sitting on one squad of Pios, one squad of combat engineers, one conscript squad. Wow. One scout sniper squad because they are super squishy, as you can see here. And more mortars coming in to take out that machine gun. So yeah, that MG34 is out in the open. And I'm kind of wondering, will there be rounds drop down on top of this Volk squad, or will it be that these penal troops are going to get forced back instead? And it's the penal troops that get forced back. Whew. But that whole business just now with the ISG and the mortar, that is a big reason why you don't see a ton of scout sniper teams being utilized by the Soviets. Yes, snipers are wonderful when they're microed correctly. Unfortunately, the scout sniper team is 2 models, and indirect fire does damage to multiple models. It doesn't just do damage to the entire squad. It's kind of figured out on where the shell lands, what kind of damage it does to each model. So it's kind of an issue, to put it delicately. It ends up being that most scout sniper teams get picked up by a single grenade or two, and that's kind of a problem. That's not kind of a problem, it is a problem. AA half-track comes up, he's going to drop down the sides on that track and really start trying to carve into the Allies here, but the Allies really, all they have to do they have an anti-tank package on that? No, they don't. No, they do. Wait, what? Oh, not pinned. Gotcha. I was like, wait a second. Something's very wrong here. All you need to do is one more shot. Oh, no, but the thing is going to make it away. With a lot of the Allied infantry forced into a rapid retreat. But mortar's going to come back the other direction, and it might see some death and destruction happening in the favor of the Allies. I don't know, indirect fire teams going back and forth though. Stuart's going to come onto the field, and there is some limited AT on the field for both Axis players, but it's not going to be enough, mark my words. I'm hearing whistling shells in every direction. Scout sniper team being pulled back. It turns out that that conscript squad went out in its own time as well. So if you are a Soviet troop, it might literally, your motto in this map might literally be not one step back. RUIB decides to go for Luftwaffe ground forces. The Fallschirmjäger being called in could be quite devastating. We do see he has teched up to wrong player. See, DieHardx, exactly, rather. DieHardx has got support armor corps up as well as an infantry company. So as good as this T-70 could be, and as interesting as that Stuart could be coming in from Ed 80 rather, or Ed, with 2 Ds, it's going to be very, very limited usage in the long run. I see this Grenadiers in the meantime over here to the east going to get pushed back by the Stuart, might lose a model or two. The K98s don't do much against caches, nor do they do much against armor. So Faust comes out. Damaged engine. One more shot could take him out, though. No, he manages to rocket his way behind the barrels before that happens. Checking in on the immediate status in the middle part of the field here, we have a Raketenwerfer and a mortar from both German players, backed up by some ISG, another machine gun. So a lot of support weapons team going down the middle part of the map. The Michelin Man has decided to go for Soviet Combined Arms Company. Not a bad idea, all things considered. Although the late game call-ins are a little bit lacking. But what we could see is that 152mm howitzer, and that's just a lot of fun. And this mortar right here is going to get decrewed yet again. So get rid of that veterancy one more time by the Americans. These mortar teams paying for themselves. He has this unfortunately lost his rear echelon squad, but it doesn't seem to bother him overly much. Indeed, he just kind of says, oh, you're attacking my units with Panzerfausts? I will probably hop out and repair it with my crew members. Unfortunately for his mortar teams, though, which are doing so well, they are going to be caught out by Flammen Pioneers, who are going to bake this cake of a cache as quickly as possible. Stuart is shifting back in, though, looking to push them back. He does not want to lose that fuel cache, and you can't blame him too much. Taking up as quickly as possible to that major is probably the best way for him to move forward. Grenade coming out. Are we going to see the death of this Pioneer squad? Yep, we do. Munitions lost by DieHardx, and he just has a couple units of mainland infantry yet again. Well, and an appropriated ISG. Let's take a quick look, though, at his ally. What does his ally have? Well, for being in a very, very bad spot, RUIB is kind of making a good comeback. He's got some infantry on the map. He's got some squad weapons, and he's got a captured mortar, I believe. Or is that his allies? Nope, that was his allies. So definitely seeing some cross-pollination on the Axis. On the allies, not so much. What is Soviet, Russia say Soviet, what is American will not be given over to those Ruskies. In the West, though, we're going to see this squad of Volksgrenadiers probably evaporate pretty quickly. Yeah, they're getting butchered. Backing away with just 20% of their squad left alive. Those poor guys just don't know what to hit them, really. Peanut Battalion troops, though, don't know what else has really hit them either. The AA half-track is savaging them. And now the Schwerer Panzer headquarters is on the field, so that lighter Axis armor is going to give way to a much more devastating, let's say, coterie of troops. This lone scout sniper is still out on the map, not going to do too much, as these drone pios do try to run forward to take out this T-70, realizing after the fact that it's probably better to really have discretion as a better part of valor. Center part of the field, that big blob seems to be collapsing. Grenadiers over here getting naded. Grenade coming down on top of that machine gun as well. Can that get taken out? That's an MG-34. Yep, it's decrewed. So while the AA half-track is doing a lot of damage, that big position in the middle part of the map for the Germans is not doing too well anymore. Support weapons again and again getting decrewed. Kind of wondering if this captain can hang out just long enough to successfully take out his opposing enemy vehicle there, but does not happen. And instead, we're going to see a P4 coming out in the field for DieHardx1. Bravely, an Su-76 recently called into the fray. It's going to start throwing rounds down range. But that thing is not an easy tank killer, especially that P4 for the Wehrmacht, where that short barrel P4 for the OKW, I imagine, would feel rather differently. Mortar teams might want to consider getting out of there right now. That P4 coming up could chase them away super quickly. In one round or two, yep, there goes one squad already. So 2 stars of veterancy lost. As the Su-76 begins to probably going to take some fire from this Rakettenwerfer. No, does not have prioritized vehicles on top of it. He should be firing at that thing right now. But light arty barrage happening instead while he's in range for some strange reason of the anti-tank gun. What? Wait, what? One round takes out? Wow. Says Su-76 is the luckiest thing in the world. Fires one round, takes out the opposing anti-tank crew. While most of his brethren sprint back to the base, he is probably like, that was lucky, man. Super lucky. DieHard for his own number. He's going to start bringing a Pack 40 or two. Good idea, considering that his ally is a little scanty now on anti-tank. He's got that Panzer Shrek, and he's got the, you know, all the other business, but it's not going to be great against a concerted armor push. P4 is going to announce itself by shelling the Stuart, but he realizes after the fact that these 2 Su-76s on the map, kaboom, kaboom, could be the death of him. And yep, he backs out of that smoke cloud and immediately buys it. So what happened, a rather dire situation, I would say, with that new P4 on the map, has become much more survivable for the Allies. Yikes, and right back to the center part of this map, yet again, this machine guns trying desperately to hold on to this particular area, probably going to get decrewed. There he goes. This rifle blob is going to get butchered if they stay here any longer, though. Dropping models like crazy. Incendiary grenade coming out, trying their best to really just put the hurt on the Germans, but they retreat with probably half the numbers that they came in with. A couple of squads barely making it out alive. Damage T-70 over here to the west is going to put fire out onto these Volksgrenadiers, who my guess is they're going to run up here and start throwing down another Panzerfaust or two. Just because they can. Might be better for them to actually back away. Geez, 2 models, 1 model, they make it away just in time. DieHard is going to bring in an Ostwind as well, and won't that be a lot of fun? I told you guys, that's my favorite, like, light German vehicle. Forget the 222. Forget the Panzer II, actually, even though I like that one as well. Hello, my friend. I've missed you. Where's map control about this right now? It is 229 to 472. The Axis have a stranglehold over the middle part of the map, mostly because of this half-track right here. But the Allies are taking things back. All is no longer quiet on the Western Front. Scout snipers picking off territory, which is kind of weird to see that happen. These Penal Battalion troops coming in the meantime to do their own death and destruction, but of course falling back when they see that ever-present AA half-track. And I'm kind of wondering why these guys are not set to prioritize vehicles, but whatever. The Allies have dropped below 200 points for right now. In the east, we're going to see it is going to be a captain against an MG42. I mean, I don't care the god complex that your officer has, you're not going to win that very often. Of course, this might be one of those times. The Germans are heavily wounded in the first place. Could we see the death of this squad? No, we don't. Instead, we just see more opportunities for the Allies to fight it yet again. Rounds coming in from this ISG, and this Pack 40 continues to announce its presence by being like, I'm right here! I'm right here! Of course, the Su-76s don't do much more. They're going to do some light arty barrages, but it's not going to actually target effectively the opposing infantry. Indeed, right now we're going to see that really more is being done by this T-70 that's being done by the Su-76, evaporating that squad. As those grenadiers move forward, kind of foolishly, dropping out a rifle grenade on top of the Peanut Battalion. Do a model of wounding there, but yeah, still not really a huge concern. I feel like over here in the east, this is pretty much the entire complement of the Allies' infantry, and they bring in, interestingly enough, a M8 howitzer. I don't think this is a priest. In fact, I think a priest is a British... No, it's not a priest. Williams M8. What's it called? In the west, you're going to see a 5-star squad of Volksgrens trying to pick off some of these bugaboos over here. Wow, I didn't realize that RUIB is suffering yet again in terms of army supply. But he does have a Panther. And that is quite the force multiplier. Because of right now, the Allies have nothing that can stand up to it. Su-76s redeploy, but despite throwing out a shell or two, don't really penetrate the hide that easily. Drop it down to about 80% health despite firing like 5 or 6 rounds at it. Su-76 for his own part also decides to start throwing down rounds, and turns out one guy into ugly mush. Kind of curious, is the M8 going to come up and just start shelling the middle position? Because it might be the best thing he's got. Not entirely sure why he went to go for that thing. This thing doesn't get used very often because it is a very limited set of useful circumstances. What the heck is he shooting at back there? He's aiming at the mortar? Okay, so guys, expect to see a dead M8 carriage here. Unless it's just like the most godly of... Nope, never mind, there it goes. Alrighty. Alrighty, 139 to 462. We're going to see that there are penal troops moving back over here to the west, thinking that maybe they can do something against this metal monster. Nope, instead they're going to start firing bullets into it like that's going to actually do a thing. Oh well. Whew, where are we though? Where are we? See, the ambo is healing up Allied squads already. But we're going to see right now that these penal battalion troops are getting carved to pieces. Dear God, it's like Thanksgiving up in there. The entire squad goes down. And probably the best thing that's happening right now is that this T-70 is getting hit by a Panzerfaust, because in return, all that's happening is a couple of models drop off of this Volksgren squad. They could be rather good if they can take this guy out. If they do, you're in much better shape. Buttoning happening over here on top of this Panther. Awesome brigade right there. Could allow the Su-76 to come in behind, and yep, there it goes. The Panther has now lost his engine. He has just been brewed up, and that is all she wrote for that guy. He is now an endangered species, my friend. See, human wave attacks are going to be happening from the Allied side of things. I'm kind of hoping, really, that we see a more aggressive posture to take out this stupid AA half-track. The thing has been here for years, it feels like. But no, Zooks fly to the left and right, but don't effectively target that constant issue. He's just doing way too well. Coupled with his machine gun right here, I don't know if the Allies have enough indirect fire to really effectively shift it away. Yet mortars are coming in, but it seems they're trying to do indirect fire on that mortar team instead. No, they finally have shifting position and going to start aiming for that machine gun. One's already setting up and launching rounds downrange. Another one will be doing that in just a moment here. One unlucky round could be the death of this squad. Could be the death of this squad. I feel like I'm talking to myself. No, impacting the tree line instead. One more. Wow, 65 to 462. Could this be the death of the Allies right here? That's kind of a shame if it would be. Charging squad of Pyos with a flamethrower come up, pushing back those mortars into very rapid retreat. Fallschirmjägers to the west getting forced back by penal troops as well. And we could see some signs of life inside the Allied ranks yet. Of course, it won't be too easy. There's this gun over here to the west will come under fire from something, but no, it appears instead the Sturmpyos will see themselves donated for some strange reason. They're gone. Ed Hurt seems to have tapped out right about now. I really hope he doesn't, because if they knew how deeply their opponents were hurt, this could be quite intense. RUIB has barely 20 army supply. DieHardx doesn't have a very deep roster. Yes, there's this Pack 40 in the middle part of the field. Oh geez, what is coming in as a zeroing artillery? No, airborne assault, excuse me. I don't know why I thought that. So yes, there's going to be some damage being done to, wow, never mind. I took back, really should have been a little less dismissive of how intense that could be. But DieHardx is calling in a Panzer. Excuse me, calling in a Tiger, rather. And with the death of that SU-76, there is nowhere near enough Allied armor to get back into this. The AT threats are practically non-existent as it is. Pack 40 does go down, and we're seeing this through human wave attacks. We might see an effective push, but what are the losses that could come out from it? Good God. IL-2 precision bombing strike coming in the other direction. Rounds coming down range. Okay, well, does a fair bit right there. Puts a lot of hurt on top of the Axis position. But, again, Tiger. T-70. Not that much is going to happen to it. Then again, I could be wrong. Dear God, is he pushing him back? Tiger just misses consistently. If this Zisk gunner is actually manned, it'd be one thing. But no, it is not. Instead, we're going to see this charging monster just taking out everything he wants to do. 31 to 457. I didn't even notice it, but it had been very briefly a 2-0 cap for the Allies. And were this just about anybody, this could be... wow. 57mm, 76mm. These guns are here, and they scream, kill the Tiger, and the Tiger is now buttoned, so he can't fire the main cannon, can he? No, he moves at a very reduced rate. That smoke could be enough to get him out of there, though. It won't be easy. Tanks firing rounds through the smoke. He's going to take some more rounds in return, though. Not entirely sure why Ed Hurt is complaining so much about his companion. He should be calling it easy 8s all day, every day, and that'd be more than enough to take out that Tiger. But hey, when you check out, you check out. American troops sliding down to the south, might they be able to take out another model or two on retreat? No, not quite just yet. And if I were the Americans at this point, I would be doing everything I could to really support the attack on this Tiger. This thing is just large and in charge and could really be quite devastating if the Allies aren't careful. Kind of wonder why... I'm thinking about why Ed Hurt has really decided to go and take the company that he did. He's not really using it to its full capability. We are finally going to see Pack 40 loading, captured Pack 40? Is it the captured Pack 40? Yes, it is. The captured Pack 40 throwing rounds into that AA half-track. Who had hung out, sacrifice the squad to take out that... Yep, there it goes. To take out that AA half-track, that would have been a good decision. Instead, what we got here is a failure to communicate, as these rifleman squads are desperately trying to pull back and really lock down the enemy infantry squads. They are finally able to do so, pushing them back, running into a curtain of MG fire. And after almost a half an hour of gameplay, we are finally going to see an easy 8. And with the lack of really any investment in long-term tanks by the Axis, we really could be seeing another big swing here. Machine gun charging forward has gotten and found itself devastated by mortar rounds, and that's going to be happening all day consistently. In fact, we are going to see that one mortar team for the Americans has gotten 21 kills. But here, shockingly enough, are some of the heroes of the match. 46 kills on top of the scout sniper squad. This guy's not really been caught out that often. A lot of his other brethren have been. That's just been very, very devastating to watch. No, dear God, here comes the anti-tank gun front. Yeah, that Tiger comes forward and gets savaged immediately. Now, where are the Americans? I'd be charging into it right now. Charge. Something. Do something. Anything right now. Now, the Su-85 coming onto the field as well. Now, the Allies, who had been in such a hard position for such a long period of time, really should be able to devastate whatever's left. But this EZ-8 is instead spending its time throwing rounds at Fallschirmjäger squads. Now, the frustrating thing about that is after I say that, he takes out a Fallschirmjäger squad in, what, 1 round and a burst of a machine gun fire, making him look like a goofball. But really what he should be doing is taking out this stinking Tiger. IL-2 Precision Strike was go right in the middle part of the field. Say goodbye to all the Axis infantry. Kaboom. Machine gun's gone, and now what's left? Well, just really 2 units. He's being so tentative. These guys they are so much bigger than their opponents. I have no idea why they're not being aggressive at all. EZ-8 comes forward, takes out another machine gun. DieHardx is just like got nothing left. They're trying desperately to hold on just long enough to take out the last 18 tickets of their enemies. And instead it's going to be that this, oh jeez, this AA half-track's going to go down, isn't it? Yep, that guy that's been alive since almost the beginning of the game is going to go down. A P4 is going to come in instead, but now with the Su-85 and an Su-76 and the EZ-8, yeah. Oof. That really should be over pretty quickly. But it's no, it's not. Instead it's going to be a fragmentation bomb coming through the middle and taking out a lot of the Allied positions. But Germans have nothing left. They have almost nothing left. They are desperately trying to go and push back anything that they can. And I'm repeating myself, but I'm repeating because that's all that can be said right now. EZ-8 is up and running. Those anti-tank guns should be farther forward, but I guess they're in behind just in case this Panther decides to charge through. No, instead it's going to be that ISG and a couple of pitiful squads left. I mean, each of the German players trying hard to hold on. Panther and the P4 will be able to kind of put any one of these tanks to shame for the Allies. But really, with all the various equipment that exists, it really shouldn't be anything less than an Allied victory at this point. And 15 tickets to 376, 33 minutes into the game. I was wondering, would this actually be an Axis victory? But right now, I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore. There's a lot of dropped material in the middle part of the field, and this EZ-8 should have been gone a long time ago. Kind of shocked that's able to survive, or anymore. And that Tiger's going to come forward yet again, trying to prowl up and really be able to destroy his opponent in number, but it's not going to happen. He might be able to take out the Su-76. I wouldn't be surprised by that, but the Su-85 could be enough to send him packing, and it is, it seems. Yep, out of control. He is gone. And all that's left right now is that Panther and a P4. Not much else can really be said. Oh, jeez. And now this machine gun is probably going to get fried. Yep, tons and tons of flame, tons and tons of hurt. It is the living embodiment of Faust, and that last penal troop puts a rifle shot through that guy's head, spares his suffering, gets rid of him. And geez, the Germans had this in the bag. They had it in the bag. Why didn't they? What happened? What happened? Well, what happened is that the Allies didn't really press their armored advantage as early as they should have. And the Germans didn't really leverage their commanders as much as they should have either. Yes, these Fallschirmjägers are good, but they're not the be-all, end-all. And this thing right here is super expensive. And it's not the easiest thing to utilize in a multiplayer setting. Machine gun in the meantime coming forward but gets fried. I have no idea what the heck just happened to him. Guess there's a round or two from mortars came in. Kind of wondering, are the Germans going to make some one last, like, hell-bent for leather charge? I don't know. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, because I don't want you guys just kind of chilling to watch absolutely nothing going on here. I will safely say, guys, if you have a game you want me to check out, please let me know. Email me at khanulricgaming@gmail.com with the replay file. If you need help on how to do that, I know there's a post on Reddit about it, but I will be happy to walk you through that process if it needs be. And, yeah. I will be more than happy to cast the games for you. In the meantime, though, we're going to see this Panther has charged forward by himself and is now paying the price for it. The captured Rakettenwerfer, the captured pack gun, Su-76, Su-85. Yes, this mortar team, this rifleman squad has been butchered. But it's really less devastating than you might think. And with the addition of a Katyusha now on the field, Michelin, the supposed wet rag of the Allied side, has an army that is still 30 supply higher than both of his opponents together. That is just, that's shocking. That's shocking. Regular Pios move forward to try to take this middle VP. It's not going to happen, though. And indeed, that new Pack 40 has come in to put the hurt on somebody, but the P4 does go down. In the west, we're going to see the death of this T-70, most likely. But rounds instead are coming in from this Katyusha and doing F all.
We have lost a pack gun.
Yep, and there goes the pack. T-70 has gone down, that marauding Panther in the backfield, but it seems like the Allied armor is rotating to kind of get their pound of flesh here. Unfortunately, going to do it just too slow. This Panther's going to sneak away. And how something that's 45 or 50 tons can sneak away like that, I will never know. There we go. Oh no, vehicle under attack. Ah, it's nothing. It's combat engineers. Cool. Su-85, Su-76 throwing rounds into that Grenadier squad that will be pushed away rather rapidly. Easy 8 is chilling up in the near to the front lines. For some reason, there's ambos up here as well. I've also yet to see medics actually take out a unit. If anybody has video or a replay of a medic shooting a unit and killing them with their pistols, I would love to see that. I really, really would. Panther to the west does run afoul of the Su-85 and the Su-76, and it seems he's probably going to get hunted down? No, not quite. In the east, the last drags of Axis infantry are trying to take back parts of these territories, but even Pgrens, up close and personal, may not be enough. Oh no, will they take out the captain? No, they couldn't do that, could they? Well, Fallschirmjägers might be able to do that in retreat. Yep, there he goes down. That's a captured BAR for the Fallschirmjägers. Center part of the field, though, the pack gun has been recrewed, and this scout sniper squad, I think, has more kills than facility sites have. Back during World War II, if anybody out there might be wanting to check that for me, I'm not entirely sure, but 56 kills already. That scout sniper team is pretty boss. The last couple rounds coming in from the Katyusha, not doing any kind of real extensive damage. And indeed, instead we're going to see the Allies, seems like they're just going to kind of take their time, chill a little bit, have a mocha. Now, this Fallschirmjäger will Faust easy aim. And that's good. It really is. Except that he doesn't have any real models to kind of support anything else. And you see there, he does fall down, leaving just RUIB with just nothing left. Another Su-85 being called in by the Soviets. And I kind of feel like, really, that DieHard and RUIB should just be marshalling the resources for one final throw of the die, not charging in, not trying to do these little spoiling attacks, because it's not doing them any favors. I mean, geez, the ISG is getting probably the most kills out of anything left on the map, but everything else is evaporating. And not in a positive way, not like, you know, we need rain this kind of year kind of way. No, it's just evaporating all over the place. Just, it's bad. But RUIB now does have a second Panther on the field, and wouldn't that be fun to see two Panther Panzers charging into the fray? That might be what exactly is going to happen. So it actually gets a little bit of a more cinematic view going on here. In the east, we'll see that this EZ-8 will take some firepower from this one Panther, and I believe the EZ-8 will probably buy it. Probably turn the HUD back on. Yep. EZ-8 is going to be forced away. Well, this Panther's going to come in behind as well. Oh my gosh, could this be the death of something? Anything? EZ-8 is going to get caught out. Rounds coming in. One more round, we'll see him dead. No, instead the main gun destroyed. The Panther is going down, folks. The Panther will be going down. Another round or two will be enough. EZ-8 takes the hit, keeps on ticking. And shockingly somehow, it makes it away. How did that survive? How did that thing survive? Panther in the meantime is not going to really go down, maybe? That 57mm is not going to do anything. Shot from downtown does not quite take it out.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
And indeed, it was probably the wild throw of just a couple of those Sturmpiles that really kept that Panther alive at all. Coming in behind the Allied anti-tank positions and really putting them to flight. But look at this. 4 anti-tank guns in the middle part of the field. 4! IL-2 bombing strike coming in. Where's that coming in? Ooh, yes. Okay, so if he doesn't get shot down, we could see the death of the Sturmpios and almost a taking out of the battle group headquarters. That would have been kind of amusing to me. We have made it, though, to 230 fuel, so another Tiger could be called in. And in the meantime, it is now the EZ-8 and Panther round 2. And with the help, though, of a Panzerfaust, that might be really the end of it for the Sherman. Should be. It really should be. But no. No, again, I'm wrong yet again. I know it's strange to believe, folks, but I'm wrong yet again. 42 minutes and 10 seconds into this game, we are still fighting. Never mind, here we go. This is going to be the swan song for the EZ-8. And the Allied armor's not doing jack all to really support his ally here. So while there's been a BAR on the field for quite a bit of time, this Panther really could take him out. Yep, there we go, finally. He's gone. Su-85 is taking just random impact of rounds from the Schwerpanzer headquarters. And for some reason, this Panzer Grenadier squad believes that he can charge forwards and effectively take out the middle of his position. Has this guy fired recently? No, he has not. Rounds impacting in every direction, though. This PaK-40 does have this Su-85 in range. There we go. Finally, rounds coming in. Where are they coming in, though? Right back on top of the battle group headquarters. Probably the best option he has under the circumstances. He will take it out. And geez, another EZ-8's been called in, but this is that King Tiger, son. This is a Tiger. This thing should really be able to eat these things for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like Scooby snacks, my friend. Scooby snacks. One more round should do it. He does manage to chase away the EZ-8 with the implicit threat of a Panzerfaust. But now the Su-76 charges forward for some god-awful reason, believing that he can stem the bleeding. And yes, there's a Rakettenwerfer behind it, but now he's right in front of an anti-tank gun. So he's probably going to buy it right here. That's one. And now the main gun's been destroyed on that Tiger. So will we see one more round coming in? No. No, we will not. And finally another EZ-8. So really the Allies realizing after a very, very, very long time that the best way to fight the Axis right now is with kick-ass armor. And the EZ-8 is definitely that in the context of this game. Now my mind, maybe in a historical one, a little less impressive. But, me being kind of a Axisophile or Germanophile, Panderphile, hostile, many kind of aisles. Where is the last stand going to be? Strangely enough, wait a second. 10 tickets left. Don't tell me this is going to be how this ends again. Scout Sniper Squad finally goes down. The 60 kill Scout Sniper Squad finally buys it. And 7, 6. Oh, jeez. It doesn't need to be this close. Come on, guys. You have them. You should be butchering the Axis position. This has been gift wrapped to you for a long time now. rear echelons with both a BAR as well as a bazooka should be enough to chase away effectively these Pigrens with a Panzerfaust, and yet with the rest of the American attack moving forward, 2 Easy 8s, some riflemen, the lieutenant there. Fallschirmjäger's really holding things up in the center. Oh my gosh. Please don't tell me something like this is how it ends. This would just be so frustrating to me. Katyusha, in the meantime, can fire again. Is he firing? No, he's not firing. He should be firing. And instead, we're going to just see this Volksgrenadier squad desperately trying to hold on until he can cap that area, and it might actually happen. Jeez. Oh my gosh, so close there. So 6 tickets to 61. RUIB has one single Volksgren to his name. His ally has the Tiger. He's got many, many things, but, well, by comparison, but now he has no real infantry. Really should be happening a long time ago. This thing should have been sieged out like decades ago. This could have been the death of everything for the Axis. And I dare say this is the end. Speed this up a little bit more. As this, of course, is P4. Gonna beat on the Allied position, but I don't see any whole lot else happening. This is the... Oh no, can we finally see the Schwerpanzer headquarters going down? Or no, it's just going to be a hunt for the P4s. It will look like the Easy 8s will run afoul of a lot of Shrek opportunities here. Well, Faust opportunities for that matter as well. One of them's going to go down any second here. There goes one. But the RUIB now is reduced to one single tank. 6-1. That's going to be it, folks. 47 minutes and 52 seconds, I meant to say. And it is all over. It is all over, including the shouting. The fat lady has sung. She's got nothing left, man. She is all sung out. This Tiger over here not really utilized. The second Tiger not really utilized to its fullest potential. And heck, this entire middle of the field not really utilized to its fullest potential. Look how many AT guns there are here. If you are a tank, you are not getting in. That's a pack howitzer. But just so many AT threats. Either way, well played to the Allies. Unfortunate for the Germans. I really thought they had them for the longest time there. And folks, that's going to be it for me for today. I will see you all soon, and this is khanulricgaming signing off. Take it easy.